Greetings, my lovelies. I am going to be starting a new series where once a month, minimally, I will go through books that I have read. And some of these books will be fiction, some will be nonfiction, some will be spiritual, some will be motivative, like self help books. Some of them will just be dark romance or whatever I happen to have chosen to read that month. If you want, you can also follow me on Fable under Ayuri Sacred Readings, and that shows more of the stats of, you know, what books I tried to read but didn't finish, and so on and so forth. Anyway, as of January 2026, these are the books that I had finished. I read The Soul of Autism, which is a beautiful book. I have a child with autism, and so uh, I thought that this was a great book that shows autism from a point of view that isn't so negative, and it doesn't show autism as a complete hindrance as it's usually shown in media and social media. It talks about multiple different people's points of view and different spiritual aspects, the sensitivities that autistic people have, and their correlation with different spiritual gifts and such. And I was highly impressed with this book. So I would definitely suggest it. I also read, now this is where it, excuse that, my daughter drew on it, but uh, these are for more of my fantasy type books. So, Not Your Business has in it some mafia stuff. It's an Omegaverse book. There's enemies to lovers. There's sword crossing. There's a lot of different things in this book. It's the second one in a series. Let me see if I still have the first book. I don't know if I still have the first book, but I would definitely suggest reading them in order because some of the stuff that happened in the first book is referenced in the second book, since the females in the books, I think it was Ready or Not was the book. But anyway, the females in the books are roommates and like best friends. So a lot of their storylines cross over. But it was a really nice light read. Um Not anything crazy. You kind of have to understand Omegaverse to even want to read it, but it is what it is. And then I read Brimstone by Callie Hart. I usually take the covers off because they usually get destroyed in this house. So this is the hardback. And as you can see, I like to annotate my books. And this book had so many different things that were just interesting little sayings that people were saying, or plot twist, and ooh, what is that? And I'm definitely going to be getting the third book. This is part of the Quicksilver universe. So, read Quicksilver last year. This year I read Brimstone. And the third book should be coming out in November, I believe. So I'll definitely be getting that. But these are the books that I read for January, and I am working my way through February's books, which I will, at the end of this month, be making a video and probably release it sometime in March, um, about the spiritual and non spiritual books that I read. The funny thing is, even the non spiritual books that I read usually have something that I have in my spiritual practice. So, like, the Fae and Alchemy have fairies. And so I do work with the Fae. So I'm just knocking stuff over. I do work with the Fae. So a lot of my fantasy books are Fae related or uh, things of that sort. Anyway, it's been nice talking to you. Y'all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.